Terence Crawford has teased brand new techniques as he sharpens his arsenal for the blockbuster showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Inside Terence Crawford's camp, there's an unmistakable air of quiet confidence, and a few secrets he isn't shy about hinting at as the countdown continues for his blockbuster clash with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Crawford has teased that fans might see a version of him they've never witnessed before.
Watching both of them? He's supposed to.
In addition, sources close to the camp and Crawford's own viral updates suggest that he has been drilling unconventional angles, footwork traps, and defensive pivots designed specifically to neutralize Canelo's trademark pressure and devastating counter shots.
You should be able to do that.
Crawford's message is clear. He's not stepping into the ring just to survive. He is planning to surprise, adapt, and conquer.
Terence Bud Crawford is doing extreme training, strength training to build muscle as he's going to attempt to jump from 154 to 168, which is a 14-pound jump. And in all actuality, Terence Crawford, he only had one fight at 154, and the rest of his fights, the last 5 years, have been 147, as he's going to face Hall of Famer.
Inside the gym, the undefeated champion is putting in the hours to improve strength and endurance to ensure he's ready to impose his will when the bell rings.
You want to be able to go anywhere. Yes, sir.
In addition, Crawford explains how he uses his reach as a key weapon, keeping his opponents within striking range while being safe and out of harm's way.
So 9 times out of 10, my arms is longer than my opponent. So if my opponent swings and, you know what I mean, he come up short, then I know I'm in a distance where if I can touch him and he can't touch me, I'm in a good space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, you itch close, And right here, we in the distance of each other. We in mid-range.
Yeah.
So either we close together, we mid-range, or we all the way out. You know what I mean? It just depends on what range I want to be in.
Yeah.
You know, I'll feint, jab you, feint, you know what I mean? Get you to get used to doing this.
Yeah.
And then out the blue, feint the jab, throw the hook. right hand or something like that.
However, another important part of Crawford's training camp is to build and improve explosive strength and stamina. To achieve the targets Terence focuses on, HIIT workouts and sprints.
Sprint, you got to push it. You got to push it, sprint it.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Push up. That's right.
With precision and awareness, Crawford aims to position himself so that when challengers fall short, he capitalizes on it and lands clean shots while remaining untouchable. He revealed techniques for how he plans to set up his punches.
When you hook, you want to you want to hook from the hips. So when you hook, boom, this toe gonna go up and this one gonna go down. So you hear and it's gonna go boom. So you can do a 45 or you can do straight. Come straight from the shoulders, boom. Open it up a little bit, bam. But get that, there you go. So, yeah, so you wanna come, everything you do, you wanna come from the shoulders, boom. Just turn it. When you coming in there, you hear, boom. And that's where that torque gonna come from. The hips, your legs, all the way up in there. So you know, you can set your jab up a lot of ways. You know, you can move your jab all the way around. You know, you want to touch the shoulders, you want to touch the hands, the body, the face. You know what I mean? The chest, in case your guy is moving a lot, you want to aim at his chest.
Yep.
You know, just to set up any other punch.
After wrapping up another intense workout session, Terence Crawford made it clear that his commitment goes far beyond his own training camp. Taking time out of his packed schedule, the pound-for-pound king stepped in to mentor the sport's next generation and offered valuable guidance and inspiration.
Take that step, boom, and then come. First step, second step, flank. First step, going backwards, second, pop. 1, 2, going backwards. Not this one, it's this one. Bam, boom. Step, release. 1, 2, going backwards. 1, 2, going backwards. 1, 2, going backwards. 1, 2, going forward. 1, 2, 3, to the left.
However, Crawford is not the only one who has been giving his all in the camp. Canelo has been matching that intensity with every step. Videos of him have also surfaced, showcasing how locked in and focused he is as he steps in to prepare for his bout against Crawford.
It's the work, baby.
In addition, Canelo Alvarez showcased a trademark blend of finesse and flair, mixing sharp footwork, slick head movement, and even a touch of his signature salsa steps during his workout. Pushing through a series of grueling drills, Canelo Alvarez looks dialed in and razor sharp. Every move in the camp shows a fighter fully locked on the task ahead, leaving no doubt that the Mexican icon is leaving nothing to chance in preparation for his next big test. Not one to hide, Crawford displayed full confidence, boldly declaring that he is about 70% sure he will win this bout and get his hand raised against Canelo.
We never 100%.
What percentage are you?
I'm gonna say 70.
Really?
Yeah.
The 2/3 chance you'll win.
Of course, I'm always high on confidence. You know, if you don't have confidence in yourself, then why should anybody else believe in you? You know, I'm the type of person that been told I couldn't do something or I had to move out of Omaha to become something. And just my self-belief in myself.
Responding to this, Canelo playfully brushed off Crawford's claim, quipping that he'll gladly take the 30% chance Terence left on the table. Alvarez doubled down, emphasizing that he does not doubt that he'll come out on top, and he further added with trademark confidence that even a single percent is all he needs to seal the victory.
What percentage confidence do you have you're going to beat him?
I guess I have that 30%.
70?
He says 70.
What did you say?
I guess I have that 30%, right? At least I have that 30%. So
I mean, that's quite a concession.
I just need
I thought
1%.
you'd say 100%.
I just need 1% chance. I don't need much.
Just 1% is all you need.
I just need that 1%.
But do you have any doubt in your mind you're going to beat him?
No, I don't have doubt about it.
So you're both 100, I mean, really?
Yeah, of course.
You're
What do you want me to say?
No, I listen. It's not me getting in the ring.
Why do you want me to
all
say?
I know is one of you's going to lose.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to be honest.
When I win.
In addition, Terence Crawford finally acknowledged the obvious that Canelo holds the edge when it comes to weight and natural size. But the Omaha native made it clear he's far from intimidated, insisting he's armed with his arsenal of techniques and a slick skill set designed to flip that advantage over its head and turn the fight into a nightmare for Canelo Alvarez instead.
Well, yeah, he's definitely bigger than me in weight, but you know, I have my tools that is better than him as well. So it's gonna make for a great fight.
So the size you don't think is a massive factor? Do you
Nah,
do you accept it as a factor or not?
I don't think it's a massive factor.
No.
You know, not at all.
Sounds like you feel like you've got more skill level or more the attributes.
I just feel like I'm stronger than people expect me to be.
Do a lot of sparring with super middleweights, light heavyweights?
That's been there.
Yeah.
I've been doing that my whole career.
You've done that whole career.
So that's nothing new.
Size is no issue, and that's because you're the slight underdog.
Yeah.
With the book he's the favourite. Does that concern? Are you bothered? You're undefeated.
It don't bother me. It motivates me.
You know, I might be the smaller fighter, you know, but Canelo can testify to this. He went up against bigger fighters and been victorious. You know, so all that smaller fighter and I'm the bigger fighter, that goes out the window when you got skills.
Unfazed by the odds, he made it known he has no problem wearing the underdog label for himself. It is just another chapter in his story, a testament, he says, that when the final bell rings, it will speak for his journey louder than any pre-fight prediction.
How do you feel about being the underdog? Because you're not used to being the underdog.
I feel great about it too.
Yeah.
I feel great, you know, because, you know, it's going to be a testament to my story at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He know how to lose. I don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's true. You don't know how to lose now, and you always look good when you're fighting.
However, Crawford didn't hold back his respect for his rival, openly praising Canelo and admitting he's long been a fan of the Mexican star's fighting style.
I rate him all around. You know, I always said Canelo was a great fighter. You know, he's a great counter puncher. He got great balance. He's a great all-around fighter. You know, I'm a fan. You know, so I definitely rate him high on a pound-for-pound list. But come fight night, I'm gonna beat him.
How do you rate him as a fighter now in terms of his age and where he is, and the fact that he's been beat? Would you say he's past his best?
I wouldn't say that. I just feel like, you know, it just takes certain fighters to motivate other fighters. You know, like you waking up to sleeping giant.
You know, I might be the smaller fighter, you know, but Canelo can testify to this. He went up against bigger fighters and been victorious. You know, so all that smaller fighter and I'm the bigger fighter, that goes out the window when you got skills. Canelo, he's a tremendous fighter. He got the skills, the experience, the power. He got everything. That's why it's so intriguing. Everybody want to know, can Terence Crawford take Canelo power? Can Terence Crawford deal with Canelo pressure? Can Terence Crawford deal with Canelo's body attack and his experience? And that's why everybody want to see it, because they know how great Terence Crawford is, but they don't know how great Terence Crawford is at 168.
Furthermore, boxing legend Nonito Donaire weighed in, offering a balanced take, saying this showdown could swing either way. According to Donaire, if the extra weight doesn't hamper Crawford, his speed could expose areas where Canelo can come up short. But if the added pounds slow Crawford down, Donaire believes that it will open the door for Canelo to unleash his fury.
There's two parts of that. If the weight doesn't bother Crawford can learn to box and use his speed, which Canelo always had problems with, and he can win that fight. But if the weight starts getting heavy on him, then he slows down, then Canelo will be able to land those big shots. So we'll see how that works.
You know, Canelo's a stronger guy, the bigger guy, but in the fight with a guy that moves around, and if Crawford uses his skills and his legs and his technique and just his ability, I think he can win. He can win the fight in decision, as long as he doesn't get hit with those big shots from Canelo.
Crawford is moving up 2-3 weight classes, and that might be a disadvantage for him. Now, if he has the speed, then he most likely will be able to avoid Canelo's punches. That's something that we had to learn to see.
Echoing these sentiments, boxing icon Manny Pacquiao added his perspective, stating that this won't be an easy task for Crawford, jumping divisions and facing Canelo as his first opponent in the 168-pound division.
That's not easy for Crawford. I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level of weight.
In addition, Manny advised that against such elite boxers like Canelo, it's never just about speed or slick technique. Instead, he emphasizes making sure that routine training is packed with the right techniques, combinations, and strategies designed specifically to neutralize Canelo's style, because details in camps make all the difference.
You know, preparing like that opponents, like is not only the speed, but you know, the techniques that you can use in the fight. Like, make sure that in your daily routine, training routine, like that, make sure that all the techniques, strategy, combination, like, you know, it's accurate to your opponent's style. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when you have a exam, a math exam tomorrow, you have to review right now a math subject. You don't need to review English subject or a science subject. You have to review math subject, because tomorrow you're going to have an exam.
Crawford's sparring partner Kelvin Davis weighed in on the matchup and stated that the only real edge Canelo brings is his to the table is size. But when it comes to everything else, he believes Crawford's got the upper hand in every department.
Canelo, man, he ain't looked too good this past weekend. You know, I'm Team Crawford, so I got Crawford all the way. I got Crawford beating up Canelo, actually, especially after what I just seen. Canelo just got better overall skills. The only thing Canelo has over Bud is the size. So once Bud neutralizes his power and his size, I think he's going to take off that night and have a dominating performance.
But is the size as much as people think? You know, you've been around Crawford. Like, is it such a big factor?
I just seen him size up, and actually I don't think it's going to be that much of a factor. So within Canelo performance he just had and them two just sizing up, I definitely got Terence all the way for sure.
While acknowledging Canelo's well-rounded skill set, Davis sided with Terence for the win, stating that he predicts the fight to go the distance and Terence will finish it in any of the later rounds.
I actually think he can stop Canelo. A cumulative of punches, breaking them down throughout the rounds and just getting a late round stoppage.
And yeah, I assume you've sparred him before. What's the best thing he does?
Terence, he's just a competitor. If I'm trying to jab, he's gonna try to out jab me. If I'm throwing a left hand, he's just gonna try to outdo everything I'm doing. So his best attribute is his competitiveness.
Furthermore, one of the few fighters who has had the rare chance to share sparring rounds with both men, Kyrone Davis, stated that he'd give the edge to Canelo when the final scorecards are read.
You got Crawford, got great experience as well. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because just because of the weight disparity. Canelo is naturally like sits really well at 168, and it's just always tough for a guy to come to 168 and come from that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody can do it, it'll be Terence Crawford.
While Kell Brook threw his support behind Canelo, he also praised Crawford. He pointed out that stepping up to 168 against an average opponent is one thing, but going toe-to-toe with the champ Canelo is another. Brook added that Crawford will find that out the hard way when they finally square off under the bright lights.
You've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to, move up, and I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's okay. But when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but, Crawford's very, very, very good.
As fight night draws closer, anticipation is at an all-time high, with both fighters determined to give it their all and an entire sports community split on who has an edge. Crawford versus Canelo is shaping up to be a technical masterclass. No matter who wins, one thing is certain: when the bell rings, the whole world will watch history unfold. Let us know who you are siding with for the victory in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the latest boxing news. Now, we will see you in the next video with more exciting updates.